Jayson Tatum. Wow. Talk about being one win away from winning the 2024 NBA Finals. Remember, all the Celtics have to do is win one more game, and they are going to become NBA champions for the 2024 NBA season. Just wow. This is Sports Guy Talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Jayson Tatum's role in the success of the Celtics this season. Although Jayson Tatum has struggled by superstar standards in the NBA Finals, the Celtics have still been able to go up 3-1 in this series over the Mavericks. With a win tonight, it would make the Celtics become NBA champions for the first time since the 2008 NBA season. Before I say anything else, though, I want to present you guys with the topic question. So here it is. Will the Celtics win Game 5? Of course they're going to win Game 5. Is that even a real question? There is no chance in hell the Boston Celtics are going to blow the series against the Dallas Mavericks. All these people want to keep saying, oh, the Boston Celtics, they're going to be on the verge of choking a 3-0 lead. Are you kidding me, man? Of course the Boston Celtics are going to come out victorious in Game 5. I truly believe that the Boston Celtics purposefully got blown out in Game 4 because they wanted to win their final game on their home floor. They had a chance to execute a closeout game against the Dallas Mavericks at Dallas after Dallas was down 3-0. But obviously the Boston Celtics, it seems like their heads were not in it on Friday night. You look at how the Celtics, all they did was jack up threes all night long. You look at how they refused to drive to the paint and how they just kept settling for jump shots all game long. They took 41 threes in Game 4. Obviously, that's not a winning recipe. I know that you got to take a lot of threes in today's NBA and everything like that, but it's not just the three-pointers they took. It's also the shots that they were taking from three all game long. You look at how those three-point shots the Celtics were taking were covered up all game long, and obviously the Celtics didn't try to drive into the paint and draw contact. There's a reason why they only got 13 free throws in Game 4, and that's because of the fact they were trying to avoid physical contact. The way the Boston Celtics played in Game 4, it's almost like they didn't want to get injured and they wanted to save their energy for Game 5, in the sense that we want to win our championship on our home floor and we got to be able to do it in front of our fans. That seems to be the mentality of the Boston Celtics, because you can't convince me that a 64-win Boston Celtics team who had the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference and who just steamrolled their way to the NBA Finals just all of a sudden forgot to play basketball in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. It feels like Adam Silver and the officials called up the Boston Celtics and offered them money to get blown out in Game 4, knowing that, hey, they've got 3 more tries to get 1 more win, and they're probably not going to even need that many more tries to get a win in the NBA Finals. All they have to do is win Game 5 and they're going to become NBA champions, which I really believe the Boston Celtics are going to do. And also remember this for the Celtics as well. Kristaps Porzingis could be coming back for the Boston Celtics in Game 5. Now, even if Porzingis doesn't play for the Boston Celtics, I still think the Boston Celtics will be just fine. Remember, the Boston Celtics are 10-2 in games played without Kristaps Porzingis in this year's playoffs. But obviously, when you got a guy like Kristaps Porzingis in the starting lineup or on the bench, he makes your basketball team better immediately. And you look at how Kristaps Porzingis is a high impact player. His rim protection is excellent. His 3-point shooting is really good. He can make his free throws. His post-up game has gotten a lot better compared to when he first entered the league. And you look at how he plays off Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown perfectly, which is what you perfectly want out of a third star. And obviously, Kristaps Porzingis is a high impact player. You look at how the Dallas Mavericks won Game 4 because role players went off for the Dallas Mavericks. You really think Tim Hardaway Jr. is going off for 15 points again? I don't think that's going to happen. You really think Derek Lively is going to get a double-double again? I don't think so. You really think Dante Exum is going to get 10 points in 14 minutes of action? I don't think that's going to happen either. Obviously, Luka Doncic is a fantastic player, and I still expect him to rack up the statistics sheet like no other. I expect Luka Doncic to still play efficient basketball while getting his points and playing solid defense. And obviously, you look at how Kyrie Irving, he also chipped in 21 points and played solid when he was on the basketball court. Obviously, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, they're a great duo together, and I expect them to have a good game in Game 5, but you obviously cannot expect the other role players to just randomly ball out for the Dallas Mavericks. You really expect Maxi Kleber to ball out in Game 5 and provide excellent rim protection like he did in Game 4? Yeah, I have high doubts about that. And obviously, the role players for the Dallas Mavericks have not really been consistent all year long. You look at how guys like PJ Washington, Derrick Jones Jr., Daniel Gaffer, they've had their moments in this year's postseason, but they're not really consistent players whatsoever. They've only got two consistent players on the roster, which is Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Obviously, Kyrie Irving has had trouble playing good basketball in the city of Boston ever since he left the Boston Celtics. There's a reason why Kyrie Irving is 1-13 in his last 14 games against the Boston Celtics. That is because of the fact the Celtics know how to lock down Kyrie Irving. They've got guys on the perimeter that can limit the effectiveness of Kyrie Irving. You look at how Jaylen Brown has essentially locked him up in this series, and when Jaylen Brown isn't guarding Kyrie Irving, well, it's Drew Holiday or Derek White guarding Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie Irving is still getting locked up in this series. That's not an indictment on Kyrie Irving's legacy. That's just how great the perimeter defense of the Boston Celtics has been. As far as what the Boston Celtics aren't telling you about Jayson Tatum, they're not telling you that Jayson Tatum has sacrificed his statistics and his role for the betterment of the team. What did we think about when we talked about Jayson Tatum for years? His ability to score the basketball, the ability to drop 50 points at any given time. But Jayson Tatum hasn't really done that in this year's postseason. Jayson Tatum hasn't even done anything close to that in the NBA Finals. You're not seeing Jayson Tatum take 25 shots a game. You're not seeing Jayson Tatum try to score 35 points a night. And you know why? That's because of the system he plays in. That's not his role in this year's Boston Celtics team. They're asking Jayson Tatum to be a jack of all trades, master of none. And you look at how Jayson Tatum, go be a facilitator, go be a good scorer, go be a good perimeter defender. And obviously there are certain traits that Jayson Tatum is good at, but there aren't certain traits where Jayson Tatum is great at. He's just really good at everything. Scoring wise, facilitator wise, getting rebounds, playing perimeter defense. Jayson Tatum has done everything well, but for the most part, Jayson Tatum has not really done a fantastic or a rather historic job of playing excellent basketball for the Boston Celtics, and that's okay. That's not the role Jayson Tatum is supposed to be playing. Jayson Tatum is supposed to be doing all the little stuff well, and obviously Jayson Tatum, as a result of that, has had his statistics decline, and obviously Jayson Tatum doesn't care about that. Jayson Tatum cares about winning the basketball game first and foremost. I'm sure Jayson Tatum is probably thinking, yeah, I want to get my stats in. Yeah, I want to be able to score 30 points a night. Yeah, I want to be able to take 25 shots a night. But you know what's also fun? Winning basketball games. And look at my supporting cast I have. Look, Jayson Tatum has never said that he's the best player in the world. The people that are saying that Jayson Tatum is the best player in the world are obviously people in the media that have no idea how the game of basketball even works. And obviously Jayson Tatum doesn't even expect that from himself. Jayson Tatum expects himself to be a winning player where he's going to be the star player and he's going to get the job done, which is exactly what Jayson Tatum has done. Has he shot the basketball efficiently? No, not really. But Jayson Tatum has contributed efficiently in other parts of the game. He's done a great job facilitating for the Boston Celtics. He's done a great job getting rebounds for the Boston Celtics. He's done a great job playing perimeter defense for the Boston Celtics. The only thing that Jayson Tatum hasn't really done well is shooting the basketball. But there's more to a game of basketball than shooting the basketball effectively. There are other parts of the game where you can contribute quite effectively, and Jayson Tatum has done exactly that. That's why I wanted to tell you guys about what the Boston Celtics aren't telling you about Jayson Tatum, and that's for how Game 5 is going to play out. If Kristaps Porzingis plays, it's going to be a blowout. It's going to be a three-point shooting barrage. I fully expect the Boston Celtics to get red hot from three. They've already had two bad shooting nights from three. They struggled in Game 2 and they struggled in Game 4 from three, and obviously the Boston Celtics are not going to do that again because they are one of the best three-point shooting teams in the NBA. There's no way they're going to be that bad from three again. They've already done it twice in the series. I don't expect that to happen again the rest of the series. And obviously Jayson Tatum is due for a good game at some point. Yeah, has he been struggling for 4 games? Yeah, but I expect Jayson Tatum to show up in Game 5 and finally take control of the series. As far as whether or not that's going to help him win Finals MVP, though, I got doubts about that. I still think Jaylen Brown is going to win Finals MVP because he has been the Celtics' most consistent player from all the games that were being played for the Boston Celtics. You could even make an argument for Drew Holiday winning Finals Finals MVP, but I'm going to go ahead and say that Jaylen Brown should win Finals MVP for the Boston Celtics because he has been the most consistent player for the Boston Celtics. He's been shooting the basketball pretty well. He's been playing great defense. He's been getting rebounds. He's been the one locking down Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. So obviously Jaylen Brown deserves a lot of credit for the success of the Boston Celtics in this year's NBA Finals. And if Kristaps Porzingis does not play for the Boston Celtics, I still expect the Celtics to win Game 5. Either way, though, the Boston Celtics are going to come out victorious in Game 5 with or without Kristaps Porzingis. But I'm just saying, if they play Kristaps Porzingis in Game 5, it's going to be a massacre. It's going to be a three-point shooting barrage. And if Kristaps Porzingis doesn't play, well, the game's going to be closer. But I still expect the Boston Celtics to somewhat win comfortably against the Dallas Mavericks. I wouldn't even worry about the 38-point blowout loss in Game 4 if I'm the Boston Celtics. Just lock in for Game 5. You're one win away from becoming NBA champions, and they're going to get the job done. It's time to believe in the Boston Celtics if you haven't already done so yet. And as Jayson Tatum would probably say in his head, give me a ring right now. I can't wait to finish the job for the Boston Celtics, and they're going to get it done, and they're going to become NBA champions for the first time since the 2008 NBA season. So that is why the Celtics will win Game 5 in blowout fashion against the Mavericks, as Jaylen Brown will end up winning Finals MVP. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy Talking, like the video, and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @DustinTran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @DustinTran and that Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @DustinTran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below, check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel Sports Guy Talking.